Hello there guys, and welcome back to a brand new Star Wars Hunters news video. We just had a brand new update to the game, so there's a lot of new content to go over today, so I'm just going to go and dive straight into it with this video. So in total we have 3 blog posts to go over. So there's one just going over the update as a whole, then we have another one about Hubble, which is the brand new mode in the game, and then we have one about the 4 brand new maps as well. So I'll go on to those in just a minute, but before that I'm just going to talk about the update. So the main content with this update is the 2 new hunters. Obviously they were revealed on Monday, and that is Sprocket here with the Mon Calamari, and then Scorer, who's the Rhodian chemist on his right, which is very cool. Hunters is also expanding its soft launch regions as well, so it's also coming to Mexico and Brazil, which is great to hear. But the most important thing here is that it is actually finally coming to iOS devices in these 6 regions as well. So of course that's Mexico, Brazil, India, Indonesia, the Philippines and Malaysia as well. So all 6 regions on Android and iOS devices will be able to play. You will of course be able to play through the VPN on Nox emulator for PC, and you can probably try something on your phones as well. But at the moment, if you want to play it on PC, then Nox emulator is probably the best way to go. So 2 new hunters and the soft launch expanding, which is great. My hopes is that with the soft launch expanding now, I'm really hoping that we'll get to see the game launch fully within the next couple of months, perhaps in May. Another big piece of content, of course, is Hubble. That was also announced to be coming soon on Monday with an exclusive article from GameSpot. So we'll talk a little bit more about Hubble in just a moment. There are also a bunch of new cosmetics as well. So I have updated the game on Nox, and I have looked through a bunch of it, but not all of the content seems to be activated yet. So the 2 new hunters aren't there, and all of the cosmetics aren't there either. There are a couple, but this update added a range of new cosmetics, as it says here. So the existing roster of hunters will gain up to 5 additional costumes and 4 additional weapon wraps, with some hunters also getting new intro animations and victory poses. The main one I've seen at the moment is Sentinel. He's got 2 new skins and 3 new weapon wraps at this moment in time, but I'm hoping as of this video going live it will have updated so that he's got more. But it's really nice to see more cosmetics coming to the game, so I'm really pleased with that. Sprocket and Scorer will also have 2 intro animations and victory poses, as well as a selection of costumes and weapon wraps as well. So I might look into making a video at some point, potentially on Friday, just showcasing all of the new cosmetics that were added to the game, but I'm not too sure on that just yet. As I said earlier in the video as well, and obviously I'll go on to the blog post in just a minute, we've got 4 brand new maps to the game, which is great. So 3 of those maps are for Hubble, and then 1 of them is for Escort as well, which means we now have 3 control maps, 2 Escort maps, and 3 Hubble maps as well, which is awesome. Progression. This is one of the things that I'm really happy with, honestly, with this update. So they added Hunter progression back in December, which is great. There was 15 levels of Hunter fame, and you could get various rewards with that, but they've actually now extended that to level 25, which is even better. And instead of it just being currency-based rewards, you can now also get cosmetics and modules as well. So modules, I think, are where you can change your abilities around and stuff like that, so they have different benefits and things. A big concern with this kind of update, though, that a lot of people had before it happened, was if they change it, then what's going to happen with the new rewards. But it does say here that you will be able to just claim them from the reward screen straight away, so you won't have to go and level up or do any other challenge. You can just go and claim those new rewards straight away, which is great. And in addition to Hunter progression, player progression has also been added with its own levels and rewards, which is also really good as well. I did notice that when I went on to the game, so it's really nice to see that there's plenty of ways to progress through the game now as well. And the biggest issue with hunters for me at the moment, or before this update, was that you could only unlock hunters via crystals, which was a very slow grind to earn. Or you could of course buy them, but that's a little bit pay to win. However, hunter tokens can now be achieved from the game, and you can spend those on new hunters as well. So it's really cool to see that new progression system there, so you don't have to go and buy them. I think you can still buy hunters with crystals. I might be wrong, but I'm not too sure. It's not fully updated yet. So it might still sort of have that slight pay to win, but at least for now you can buy them with in-game currency as well, which is nice to see that change. And then there's just a bunch of new gameplay mechanics and bug fixes as well. I won't necessarily go through all of them, but one thing in particular that I'm really happy with, this was a bit of feedback I gave a couple months ago, was that hunter loadouts are no longer mode specific. So originally you could create a loadout for each game mode. So it was control, Hubble, and escort would have one loadout each. However, what you can do now is, I think there's 3 loadouts still anyway, but you can just have those 3 loadouts and you can just go and use all 3 for each mode, which is really good to see. Avatars have been added to the game now as well, which is awesome. I'm really excited to see that, and hopefully we'll be able to unlock that fire progression in some way as well. Status markers as well, so haste and marked as well, which is good to, I think, with the new abilities that Scorer and Sprocket have. So yeah, lots of really good changes here and additions. There's been a few crash issues fixed as well with regards to the bugs and stuff. So yeah, I mean, overall with all this content, I'm really happy to see that they've got a lot of great stuff. So now I'm going to talk about Hubble and go over a bit about how that works as a mode overall. So in short, Hubble's a bit like football, right? You've got 2 goals, there's 1 ball, you have to score in your opponent's goal and to get a point. So the way to win at the end of the day is either reach the maximum amount of points, which I don't know what that number actually is yet as I've not played it, or if you don't score the maximum amount of points, it'll be whoever's got the most points at the end of the timer, they'll win. Again, I don't know what the timer actually is, but it's nice to see that Hubble is in the game. And from early feedback as well, from what I've been seeing in the Discord server, a lot of people are really enjoying it so far, which is really good to see, and I'm very excited to go and play it myself, which I'll probably be doing as soon as this video goes live. But yeah, there are also traps you need to look out for as well. So there's a fire trap, I believe, and a shock trap, which I think can kill Reeve in one shot as well, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, Hubble is a brand new mode to the game, which we've known about for a while, but it's really nice to finally see it back in the game. So I'm really looking forward to playing that, and this is the actual Hubble itself, which is very cool. And lastly, we have 4 new maps coming to the game. So like I said, there's 3 to Hubble and 1 to Escort. So the one for Escort is the Great Hunt, which you have here. That's a Crate Dragon Skull, which you obviously see in The Mandalorian Season 2, which is really cool. But with this, you have to escort a harpoon from Tatooine into the Endor map. So it's one big map that starts from Tatooine, goes into Endor, unlike the other escort map, which is start at Endor, goes to Hoth. So it's really cool to see Tatooine come into this now as well. And it'll be a new location to Endor as well, no doubt. But yeah, I mean, the aim is essentially just to get, as always, is to get from one place to another with the package. But this harpoon is to potentially hunt or just defend the Gorax, which is a beast in Endor, which is very cool. So I'm looking forward to playing that, and I've heard it's pretty good so far. And then we have a Tatooine map for Hubble, which is called Dusty Ridge. Unlike Outpost and Pod Race, which focus more on sort of like Mos Eisley, Mos Espa, sort of, you know, Tatooine city architecture, this is more like sand dunes and stuff. So really nice change up there, and this is a Tatooine-based Hubble map. And then we have Gauntlet and Highline as well. So these aren't necessarily anything planet specific. This is more just sort of Hunter's own like Vespara environment, which is pretty cool. Yeah, Gauntlet, it says here about the obstacles and traps, so fire and electricity, which is really cool. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays. You know, you could potentially bait someone into actually walking into a trap, which will be pretty funny to see. And then Highline has a massive zip wire along the entirety of the map. So if you can go on the zip wire whilst holding the Hubble, that could be really crucial to scoring a point. But yeah, really excited to try all of these out at the moment. Overall, it just seems like an amazing update. You know, 2 new hunters, brand new game mode, 4 new maps, and a ton of new cosmetics and stuff. So hopefully the content will be going live very soon, or is now live as of this video going up. That is it from me today, though, guys. Let me know what you think of all of the content in the update in the comments below. Thank you all very much for watching, and may the force be with you always.